Hey guys, this is Lance here. I'm going to show you how trivial it is to use Laravel Forest. First things first, we're going to need a project to use as a demonstration. I'm going to pull up the Pterodactyl project and use its open source game server management panel as the example here. I'll log in with GitHub. Switch over to GitHub. Pterodactyl panel. Going to fork it just into my own account. Should only take a few seconds. Should be done already. Okay, great. Now that it's cloned to my account, I'm going to head back to Laravel Forest, and, well, we're already logged in. Great. I've already taken and created my Laravel Forge token. I'm going to pop that bad boy in here. Hit enter. All right. You can see that it's working now, and we got just a short preview here. That way the whole thing doesn't get exposed. Very convenient. Now, all we have to do is give our new project a URL that it will be able to run everything on. So beforehand, I've already went and added in a wildcard a record to my domain, and this is going to have to match your server that you select. So for my URL, I'm just going to put a asterisk and type in the rest of my domain here. Server is just going to be the top one. And then we're going to switch to my story. All right. All right. Here, you just have to give it your deployment commands. So we have all deployments and we have the initial deployments. For starters, Laravel Forest tries to give you some sensible defaults. Most projects, especially Laravel projects, use Composer and migrate their database, and also generate a application key. Now, with deploying, you definitely might deploy more than once, and multiple deployments happen when additional commits are pushed, either by single commits or groups of commits by a person, and those automatically will get deployed again on Laravel Forest. So to differentiate between this, on every install, we'll always want to run Composer install. And we're always going to want to migrate to the latest and greatest migrations. However, you typically only want your application key generated once. And also, there's a couple additional commands that I'm going to put in that are necessary for Pterodactyl. Got a simple database seed, and we got a big old command that creates an admin user that with the username tests and the password test. That way we'll be able to log in to the panel as after this has been running and completed. So all we have to do now is just click create project and we're done. Boom, project's already done. So Laravel Forest from this point on will automatically take all new pull requests and deploy them automatically. From here you can see that you'll have a drop down of all your current projects, and then you can edit them or delete them. And editing them, you just are able to change the deployments and even the URL without having to recreate the project. So we're going to switch back to GitHub, and we're going to open a pull request on this fork. Now, for this example, we're going to only open the pull request on my fork instead of the actual pterodactyl panel. And I'm just going to pick the master branch. So right now, usually this is not the case, but we will be deploying a copy of the master branch since it's the branch that we're choosing to merge into the base develop branch. Typically, you'll have an issue or a feature branch. And where Laravel Forest really shines is when you have lots or just a decent number of issue and feature branches at the same time. And you need to be able to test them pretty quickly. And sometimes you have people that are testing this that aren't all developers, or if they are, they're maybe not super hot with Git yet. And this just helps get a wide overview on the application and whatever change might have occurred. So we're going to create the pull request. For now, the description doesn't really matter. And you can see the standard list of commits that will be deployed for your app. And then you can immediately see that Laravel Forest has already started building our project right away. It's on the ball. All right. Well, we've just noticed that the deployment has finished and it was successful. If there is any errors, what will happen is Laravel Forest will report them back here as a comment, and it will say the build has failed. At that point, you are free to change your Laravel Forest settings for the project, or even recreate it as a new server, or simply push more commits to the pull request so that it builds correctly. So we're going to check out our link here, and we're going to see a brand new copy of Pterodactyl if you've never seen it. So we put in our command to run, create our test admin user. We're going to try that out, putting test in. We can see it worked fantastically, which is great. And this is just a standard Pterodactyl interface, which is great. You can see that we're in the admin settings, and now we're in the normal settings. Log out. Everything works great. So, like I said before, this project is really easy to check out now. For any team members that perhaps aren't really great at Git or just aren't even developers, perhaps just people that are testers or etc. that just want to make sure that the user interface and the experience itself works, and they want to try these new features right away, or start giving feedback as soon as possible. So you guys are wondering how the database was set up at all. A neat thing about Laravel Forest is that it automatically creates the database and the credentials, brand new database, brand new user and password for that database, and it will substitute that in your environment file. All for you automatically, and only obviously on the initial deployment. And when the pull request gets merged or closed, this site will automatically get cleaned up and removed. And if you decide that there is still more work or that it is not a futile pull request, then you simply reopen pull request and Laravel Forest will automatically go back and build it all over again, which is great. So I hope you guys enjoyed this quick outlook over Laravel Forest. If you want to provide any feedback or suggestions, feel free to email me or create an issue in GitHub for Laravel Forest itself. Thank you again for watching. Take care. Bye.